Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw News Brief, second one of the day. Obviously, a lot of pretty heartbreaking news today to get through. Of course, we dropped a news brief earlier discussing the first round of announced layoffs and releases. But they kept on coming throughout the day, and we'll probably get some more tomorrow. Larson, what's the latest?
The latest, these are the confirmed names released today by WWE. This is from WWE.com. Kurt Angle, Rusev, Drake Maverick, Zack Ryder, Kurt Hawkins, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, Heath Slater, Eric Young, Rowan, Sarah Logan, No Way Jose, referee Mike Chioda, who's been with the company since 1989. Mike and Maria Kanellis, EC3, Aiden English, Leo Rush, Primo, and Epico. Yeah. So that's 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That's 20 on camera. Well, Kurt Angle's kind of been off camera, but personnel that has been released. And I believe these names are all from either Raw or 205 Live. I don't believe there's anybody from SmackDown on this list so far, which worries me because I unfortunately anticipate more names being announced tomorrow morning after NXT is aired tonight, and then either Saturday or Monday following this week's SmackDown.
I would not be surprised if the NXT list, given that there are, I think there is a video segment with Terry Taylor talking about there are like 100 or so Performance Center developmental athletes that might be under developmental contract. It wouldn't surprise me if that list was shockingly large, because I just don't think they're going to be doing any developmental stuff these days. It just doesn't seem like that's the case. It also actually wouldn't even surprise me if they didn't release an actual list for those, because many of those are names that you've never heard of, or that I've never heard of, or maybe we've just seen the one picture, I mean, a lot of those people, they don't even, they sign them, they don't give them like a fancy picture or anything.
No.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of them, they just, they bring in talent, athletic talent from all over the place, all different sports and stuff. They put them under developmental contract for a relatively small sum. And I imagine those people are going to be released also from their contracts.
Or a certain portion of, you'd think so.
Mm-hmm. And then, of course, obviously, the idea that you're getting at sort of is they're not going to announce NXT releases until after NXT airs tonight. And then similar potentially with SmackDown once that airs.
Yeah.
So that seems to be the case.
We do know apparently two names who have been released from NXT. Alexander said as much on Twitter, although I don't think that's been announced by WWE.
This was the first time I maybe had seen him before, but man, that guy's got a look, doesn't he? Have you seen? Did you see those? Man, he looked like literally God descend from Earth, or descend to Earth.
Yeah, and then Deonna Purrazzo. She mentioned on Twitter, and then was subsequently confirmed, I believe, by Fightful. She has been released. Deonna Purrazzo's great. She's really good.
Yeah, her tweet was actually pretty interesting, because she said this: the people closest to me know this is something I've been struggling with wanting for the better part of the last year. Happy to say I gave this journey my best and more excited for the future. Shockingly, they never figured out what to do with her. She was moving along all the brands, just sort of as a high profile enhancement talent.
Yeah, kind of.
But just an absolutely terrific wrestler. That they never found anything for her, which is bizarre.
It is bizarre.
Yeah, but I mean, not surprising that if this is something that she has perhaps, been contemplating anyways, hopefully she'll land somewhere once.
Yeah, she's really good. She's really good. Of course, Rusev, amongst the list of names we read off for main roster, is a talent where we'd heard rumblings of him being discontent with his spot. Apparently there was a bit of a stalemate in terms of contract negotiations for them recently. His contract was coming up. And so while it's kind of surprising, a name of his caliber was let go given the circumstances that we'd heard about issues with contracts. him maybe being unhappy. Maybe not terribly surprising, but Rusev's a guy who on several occasions they could have really done something with, because he has the ability to get the crowd behind him seemingly with ease. And, through this whole Lashley, Lana, Rusev stuff, they never really capitalized on it. And it's a shame because dude's got a ton of talent. He's got a great personality. You'd think, I'm not saying he's necessarily world champion material. Maybe he is. I don't know. But when the Rusev Day thing was taken off, go somewhere with it. Try it out.
They dropped the ball so hardcore on Rusev Day. They really did. Yeah, they absolutely did. And in fact, speaking of Rusev, he tweeted this out. If I can find it. Wow, that's weird. Something about like he was. Sorry, I know he had tweeted something out, something along the lines of he's got $20,000.
Yeah, he did a while ago. He tweeted that out about how he was going to donate like $20,000 or $25,000 to help pay for WWE staff or whatever who weren't working.
I think he specified production people.
Yeah, production. It could be. Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm trying to find it right now, and I'm looking at his timeline. And
that was last month, I believe.
Oh, that was last month?
Yeah, I think it was in March he tweeted that out.
Oh, okay, because there were, yeah, okay. Obviously, when they started doing the Performance Center stuff, that would have left production people at home. Okay, I think maybe I just caught wind of it as a retweet. Okay.
Here it is for March 24th. In Bulgaria, we say it's not a lot, but it's from the heart. I pledge $20,000 to any of my WWE extended family that are sitting at home without income. We can't do it without y'all, production, security, etc. Love y'all.
Yeah. Yeah. So a lot of not shocking that WWE didn't seem to be taking care of their, because even in the sports world, there has been seemingly a variety of ways that from the really cool, like Mark Cuban was talking about, hey, we need to make sure that the people who, are working security, production, concessions, whatever, that, the hourly employees perhaps, that are hit by this, we need to make sure that we're still taking care of them.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure that the King said something similar, and it was everybody's hope, I think, that most sports team would fall in line with that. Evidently, WWE is not one of those entities. Not shocking.
Not shocking at all.
So yeah, that was really good. What else do we have?
We did mention in our previous news brief earlier today, Tom Collahu said something to the effect of, for some of these talents who were released, they were offering effectively buyouts of their deals, where they'd agree on a mutual release, and the talent release would receive, a decent chunk of change, as Tom put it. Sean Ross Sapp has some details about what might be the case for NXT talents who are getting released, saying, quote, NXT talent is being provided 30 days of pay, then are free to do whatever they want. This doesn't mean main roster isn't. This is an update specific to NXT and nothing else. And he was clear later on, this just meant this was specific to NXT talent who is to be released.
Okay, yeah.
Not to say that all NXT talent is going to get paid 30 days and be free to go.
Right. They still have TV they have to do for Wednesdays. And then according to Dave Meltzer, with the exception of Kurt Angle, producers previously reported
had to have maybe been laid off. They have been furloughed. Yeah.
So they've been furloughed, not laid off.
Yeah, that seems to be the case.
This is I in no way mean to make this anything but what it is. I wonder if now they have a lot of producers there. I wonder if this would. An interesting thing about Drake Maverick too is that they said that he's still going to participate in the cruiserweight interim tournament. He has such just a heartbreaking video that he posted. And man, talk about a guy who, took nothing that they gave him and made a lot out of it. You could tell so much of the stuff that he did was sort of him, grabbing that imaginary brass ring.
All that 24/7 stuff, it's probably him. Well, that he like him, R-Truth.
Yeah.
What we heard is whoever's in the 24 title scene, they were the ones pitching the ideas. Mm-hmm. So a lot of the ideas that he had for his character came from him, probably. But I didn't mean to imply that he was, like the mastermind behind the whole 24/7 storyline. But seemingly a lot of the ideas, evidently, that he was involved in, he had probably had a hand in pitching, or at least some sort of the creative development of it.
Yeah, yeah. Interesting for Kurt Angle. If Meltzer's saying that everybody else is furloughed except for Kurt Angle, I'm not sure what to make of that.
I don't know either.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah. Again, I think this week is going to be heartbreak after heartbreak. But we're going to keep an eye on it, and yeah, we'll see where this goes. We'll see what the mood is like with NXT tonight. I mean, it's just going to be. I know it's sort of like, God, who even wants to watch right now? You know, it's like
I'm thinking for the talents there, they're going into work today. And they're like, well, am I going to have a job tomorrow?
I know. So, anyways, we'll keep an eye on the situation. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We definitely appreciate it. Till next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.